January 6, 2021, a date etched in infamy. The world watched in disbelief as a mob stormed the US Capitol. This wasn't a scene from a movie, it was real life. American democracy, a beacon for centuries, was under attack. The very symbol of their republic, the Capitol building, was breached. Inside, lawmakers were certifying the presidential election results. The peaceful transfer of power, a cornerstone of American democracy, was in peril. The images were shocking. Rioters scaled walls, smashed windows, and clashed with police. Chants filled the air, a mixture of anger, frustration, and defiance. How did this happen? How did a nation founded on principles of freedom and democracy descend into such chaos? Weeks before the attack, Donald Trump, the outgoing president, had been sowing seeds of doubt about the election. He claimed it was stolen, rigged, fraudulent. His claims were baseless, lacking any evidence, yet they resonated with his supporters, many of whom believed him unequivocally. On January 6th, Trump addressed a rally near the White House. His words were incendiary. He urged his supporters to march to the Capitol. Fight like hell, he told them. You have to fight like hell. Was this a call to action? Did his words incite the violence that followed? Fueled by Trump's rhetoric, the mob marched towards the Capitol. What started as a protest quickly escalated into something far more sinister. Barriers were toppled, windows were shattered, police were overwhelmed. The rioters, a mix of Trump supporters, conspiracy theorists, and extremist groups, surged forward. Inside the Capitol, lawmakers were evacuated. Mike Pence, the vice president, was presiding over the certification. He was rushed to safety, narrowly avoiding confrontation with the mob. The world watched, aghast, as the heart of American democracy was overrun. The attack on the Capitol wasn't just an attack on a building, it was an attack on people. 5 people died in the chaos. One woman, a Trump supporter, was fatally shot by police. Others died from medical emergencies. Hundreds were injured. Police officers, many of whom were brutally attacked, suffered physical and psychological trauma. The trauma extended beyond those physically present. Americans watched in horror as their democracy was under siege. The events of January 6th left an indelible mark on the nation's psyche. The healing, many believe, is far from over. The riot caused millions of dollars in damage to the Capitol building. Windows were smashed, furniture was destroyed, offices were ransacked, historic artifacts were damaged or stolen. The cost of repairing the physical damage was substantial. Beyond the physical damage, there were other costs. Security measures at the Capitol were significantly enhanced, leading to increased expenses. The attack also disrupted government business, impacting legislative work and costing taxpayers money. A week after the attack, the House of Representatives impeached Donald Trump for incitement of insurrection. It was a historic moment, the second time Trump had been impeached. The impeachment trial took place in the Senate, with lawmakers acting as jurors. The evidence presented was damning. Prosecutors argued that Trump's words and actions directly led to the violence at the Capitol. They showed videos of the riot, juxtaposed with clips of Trump's speech. Trump's lawyers argued that his words were protected by the First Amendment. In the aftermath of the attack, the Justice Department launched a massive investigation. Hundreds of people were arrested and charged with crimes ranging from disorderly conduct to seditious conspiracy. The investigation was ongoing, with more arrests expected. The prosecutions were complex. Prosecutors had to prove not only that individuals participated in the riot, but also that their actions were criminal. The trials provided a glimpse into the motivations of the rioters, many of whom were driven by conspiracy theories and misinformation. Beyond the criminal trials, there were other investigations. A House Select Committee was formed to investigate the January 6th attack. The committee held public hearings, interviewing witnesses and gathering evidence. Their goal was to understand what happened, why it happened, and how to prevent it from happening again. The committee's investigation was wide-ranging. They subpoenaed documents and testimony from Trump administration officials, as well as individuals involved in planning the rally that preceded the attack. Their findings were expected to be released in a report. The attack on the Capitol wasn't just a spontaneous outburst of anger. There was evidence that extremist groups played a role in planning and executing the violence. Groups like the Proud Boys and the Oath Keepers, known for their white supremacist and anti-government views, were present at the riot. The involvement of extremist groups raised concerns about the growing threat of domestic terrorism. Law enforcement agencies were grappling with how to address this threat, which was often decentralized and difficult to track. The attack on the Capitol highlighted the need for a coordinated response. The attack on the US Capitol was a watershed moment in American history. It exposed deep divisions within society and raised profound questions about the future of American democracy. The attack also had a lasting impact on public perception. Trust in government institutions, already declining, eroded further. The events of January 6th served as a stark reminder of the fragility of democracy. It showed how easily democratic norms and institutions can be undermined. It also highlighted the importance of truth, accountability, and the peaceful transfer of power. The healing, many believe, is far from over. The scars of January 6th will continue to shape American politics and society for years to come.